All right, we are live. Hey, everybody, this is Johnny. We're here with MDI. Today, we are actually every Monday we usually do this a live interview with every different guest. Uh, I've changed it to every other week now just because in summertime, everybody get busy and I getting busy. Today, we have a fortunate enough to have Nick Fiorella. She is a producer and indie filmmakers. Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Good. How you doing, man?
Pretty good,
Haven't
pretty
talked
good.
to you in a little while.
I know, right? We haven't seen each other for years.
Yeah,
That's been
it's been a
years
while.
since
Yeah.
the Superman.
Yep, that's right.
That's been a while. Yeah. So I'm wearing a hat today here, everybody, just because I just received this microphone. It's a shotgun mic for DSLR and phones, and testing it out. So basically, speaking, today's show is sponsored by Synco. And everybody, if you're watching this, feel free to start typing your questions, and we can answer that right away because it takes about 20, 30 seconds before I can see it. So just type it in, and we'll be able to happily. I can ask the question to Nick, and Nick had to get his best to answer. The more embarrassing the question are, the better for Nick. So keep that in mind. I'm just kidding. Just whatever you can do, throw in there. That's fine with me. So Nick, tell us a little bit about how did you started as a filmmaking and such.
I went to school for media production in Akron, and I minored in computer imaging. So, they have like TV courses there and whatnot, and it was kind of multimedia everything. So it was television, web, news writing, you know, basically like in studio, like basically everything media. And then that computer imaging minor was more like After Effects and 3D stuff and Photoshop and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, I went to school for it. I mean, my brother and I, and my brother, we would make films when we were younger, and then we kind of like once I got into high school, I started getting really obsessed with video, and they had a video program, and that sort of just brought me right along into college.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then after that, just making short films here and there. I after college, I started doing like 3D like freelance and video projects and stuff, and I started. Can't remember the exact year, but I started working for Moser Media for a couple years. They're based out of Cleveland and Akron,
Mm-hmm.
um, and worked for them for a little while. And I think it was maybe like 5 or 6 years ago now, I started at Tremco doing video production, and they're like a corporate commercial construction company. So now I'm on their marketing team
Oh,
producing videos for them.
you're not in Cleveland anymore, right?
Nope, I moved to Denver 2 years ago. Yeah.
Wow. Do you like it there?
Yeah, I like it. I've taken trips out here, to visit a friend of mine who moved out here like 8 years ago or so. And I think every time I came out here, I was like, oh, this is so cool. I'm moving. That's it. It took me a couple years, but I finally moved. But yeah, and then just getting involved in all like the 48 hours and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. My brother and I have done those a couple times, and I've gotten on a few other people's teams. So making short films through that, and just short films on the side and whatnot.
How was your experience with the 48 hours? Because I remember you guys won some couple awards too, right?
Yeah, I mean, I like them. At the end of them, I'm always like, I'm never doing this again. But then I always come back around to it. Yeah, it's been good. I think it's a really good experience. I always describe it to people as like, um, it's almost like throwing yourself into drowning waters and, learn to swim really. Cause it's like, it's like for work or something, if you got some insane deadline, which I've gotten a number of times before, and having done the 48, I'm like, chill,
Easy to.
like totally like calm, even though like everyone around me might be kind of freaking out because this thing's like due tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, just, a really great experience as far as like being able to multitask and come up with ideas on the fly, and, work with what you got and that sort of thing, which I feel like even in a professional environment happens all the time. So I think, yeah, I mean, it's a great experience.
So what have you learned from doing all the different films and short films wise? What is the most challenging part of your film environment?
Um, I mean, shooting is, stressful. It's just like obviously like controlled chaos, where it's like, there's always something you're dealing with, and then you're also trying to get the shots and the storyboards.
Yeah.
As far as things that I've struggled with, I don't know. I mean, it's all, I guess, slightly tough for sure, but all very rewarding and whatnot. I think lately my biggest thing, to be honest, is learning to manage, because
Oh,
just because I normally my brother and I have always done everything except the acting. So it's like we're running the camera, we're doing the editing, and so we're not really having to kind of communicate what we're thinking necessarily to anyone else but the actors. So, when you're communicating sort of your vision or whatever for the film to a crew, I don't know. Sometimes it can be difficult to communicate what you're going for, and you don't want to just get frustrated and say, well, let me just do it, because you don't want to offend people. So I don't know, just like communicating your vision, depending on what that is, whether it's like a sound design thing or the cinematography, and just, you gotta, with managing, you gotta provide people the support that they need. And sometimes, you're super stressed and there's a lot going on. You're trying to juggle all these things. And so I think as these productions that I've gotten involved with have gotten bigger, it's really about like trying to keep cool, and not get too, overwhelmed, I guess. And
right,
just,
right.
if it's going to take a while, it's going to take a while. And you just have to kind of accept that and not get too anxious about it. So just as I've gotten into bigger projects, I think, sort of passing the baton to other people to do it, and, getting what you want from a manager perspective rather than just doing it yourself,
Right.
has been a challenge.
Okay.
But
That's
other
not
than
bad.
that, I don't know. I love everything about the process of making films.
That's always good. I mean, we already got a question here from Jeff Naperstick. I hope I got it right, your last name. Sorry about Jeff if I don't, I kill your last name. But he has a question. Do you like having the writers on set?
What's that? Do I like to write?
Do you like having the writers on set?
Oh, well, I've always written what we've made.
Okay.
Well, that's not true. Actually, I have. I worked with Robie Barnes on a short film that she wrote, and then I like worked with her on it and ended up directing it. And I don't know, as far as like, are they precious about their material and we're changing it or something like that? I didn't really have that issue when I worked with her. She was like totally cool, and we were changing things as we went, and she was, pretty chill about it, as far as like if we needed to change something based on the moment. She didn't.
Right. Yeah, she's a
She didn't say,
really, really cool actress. I like her a lot.
oh,
She
for
also
sure. Yeah.
producing a lot of good 48 hours projects. So it's I enjoy them. So so you just mentioned earlier that you write your own script, right?
Yeah, usually, yeah.
Is it you or your brother or you by yourself?
Usually in the past I've written with my brother, and then this recent movie, NUMERUS DUO, I wrote the first draft of the script, and I gave it to like some people like Dustin Lee, who ended up being a producer and cinematographer on the film, read it and gave me feedback on it, and he gave me some ideas that I ended up rewriting into the script. So I guess normally just, I write it, but I definitely will send out a first draft and get
Right.
feedback from people and take those notes.
I'm curious because you and your brother are very close and you guys always do things together. Was there any problem when you guys writing script together and there's like bumping heads and saying like, your idea is stupid, my idea is better, and kind of way?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So how do you deal with that?
My thing in terms of dealing with that is you can't argue with like a first reaction. So like, it's like, okay, if we have if we're, different on ideas here, well then let's share that. Share it with some people who have no idea, you don't have this preconceived build up to your idea and why it's important. When you sit in front of an audience or you tell someone an idea, even if they know nothing about filmmaking or whatever, like, you can't argue with that. You know what I mean? That's why in my opinion, there's no sense in having an ego about like your vision, because it's like, okay, you know, you can't sit in the audience and explain all the work that went into this effect or whatever it is. You know, the audience doesn't care. It's just, does it work or not? So I've always tried to, you know, test it like on other people. Like,
gotcha. So you guys don't toss a coin to say that, okay, you win or I win. So you basically have go out and go like a focus group and then decide who's the winner, or that's all.
That's what I've done in the past, is like, all right, well, let's ask some people and see what the opinions are and just go off of that.
And he's okay with that.
I don't know if he's okay with it, but that's kind of my approach to dealing with that sort of thing. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know how you'd have to talk to my brother and see how he feels about it.
That's probably a good idea. Is he around here, or he's actually working right now? Is he watching this? If you're watching this, Joe, jump in there and make a comment.
Yeah, right. Yeah, tell us what you think, Joe.
That'd be good.
About differing ideas and whatnot. Yeah, but yeah, he's living in Akron. He just had he had a baby 2 years ago, so I know he's been busy. And but yeah, he does 3D freelance. He's awesome at 3D, and he knows character animation and whatnot. So yeah, he does. Yeah, you know,
I mean, you guys did a great job when you guys worked with me with the Superman fan film. I mean, I was impressed with all the different background you guys put together, the animation. I was like, holy cow, that's, I mean, I remember that time you guys have started with that too, right? So it's very, very raw, but it's very impressive. People enjoyed it. So really appreciate that you guys being part of it. And all the paper mache,
that was a lot of fun.
All the paper mache outfit you guys built for me. Unfortunately, they all got bitten and eaten out by the rats. So, so like all the garbage. Yeah.
They served their purpose.
So cool. That was so cool.
Those were fun to make. Yeah, we got that just comes from, you know, every year doing Halloween stuff and like paper mache and just getting more and more complex.
Yeah. I'm not sure anybody seen those in the Superman fan film we put together many years ago. Nick and Joe, they actually built the outfit for the three characters, for the Lex Luthor, Brainiac, and Superman. And the Brainiac and Lex Luthor, they were all paper mache. It's almost like an armor-based paper mache project outfit. It's really ridiculous. At the same time, it's very hard for the actors to move because you cannot bend your joints and such. But you know, we had to do wire work on it, and they got comfortable with it. So that's worked out really well. So Joe, you are also a producer. So what kind of headache you get when you produce an event or in a movie? Sorry.
You know, again, just sort of, I guess, part of the process as far as like, right, I guess getting into like finding locations, and you know, a lot of times, you know, we're producing these things for free. I mean, especially like when it's a location or something like that around Cleveland, it's really about like, you know, reaching out to the location manager, let's say, or of the property, and you know, if you can sell someone on the excitement of the project, then you're in usually. You know, it's like, and they'll, you know, be pretty cool about letting you film there if they like your idea. But so just there's that, you know, I mean, like organizing food, you know, for people, and just, you know, making sure there's access to restrooms and stuff. As far as like producing other people's films, I've never quite gotten too much into that. I would just say more like, you know, the organization of it all.
Right.
And, you know,
all the schedule and everything else you had to deal with too, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, I definitely had some help with this movie on that stuff, but a lot of it I was, you know, doing myself as far as reaching out to the church that let us film.
You had a very cool location for the 48 Hours horror.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That was a haunted house. Cool. Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, that was, my brother did like monster makeup, like face makeup for the haunted schoolhouse and the haunted laboratory in Akron. So he knew the management there for a while, and they were all pretty cool with the, you know, with letting us film there. Yeah, that was an awesome location.
Yeah, I love it. It's
So
actually
hot though.
so hot. Well, you guys shot it
So
what, in the
hot. Yeah.
fall or the summer? It's the summertime you guys shot it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it
Oh
was
yeah, I was like just dying of sweat in there, but it was it was an amazing location. They basically had like precast sets and stuff, and
wow.
we were dying to get fantasy. They have this dungeon in their basement that is just so awesome, but
Huh.
never got a chance to use it.
Well, maybe next time. You know, you still have time.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what it's, until you have a baby too, then you're gonna be all busy.
Yeah,
Having
yeah,
kids is always a hard thing to do, to
sure.
separate that work. So Jeff, a quick more question. Hi Jeff. He said, "Hey Nick, will you be going to the Indie Gathering Festival in Cleveland next year?"
I'd have to check the dates, just because, you know, if I'm like in town for something for work or family, yeah, I'd be down to go.
It's correct. I think it's in March, early March, because they pushed this one this year back to
Okay.
next year.
I mean, yeah, if I'm available or if I'm there during that time, I'd be happy to go.
Yeah, there you go. See,
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. So what you said you have many responsibility and roles. You are a producer, you're a director, you're a writer. What does you do? Editing?
I edited too.
Yeah. So which one of those four had? Do you act too, or you don't act?
I don't act. I don't like to act. I don't. Yeah,
You don't
more
wanna be-
behind the camera. Yeah, for
Gotcha.
sure. Well, I didn't do all the editing too. Dustin Lee, he helped edit as well.
Right. So for the latest one, numerous duos.
Oh well, yeah, that's true. Actually, before that, I pretty much edited all of
So
them.
which one of those responsibility you like the least, and which one you like the most?
As far as like writing, directing, and editing,
Producing and
I mean, you know, it'd be nice to be able to pass off the producing role to someone else as far as like managing just the group, you know,
yeah.
on these shoots. I think editing probably is my favorite, just because it's like, you know, you've got all the stuff, and I love just experimenting with the edit and whatnot. I mean, I like directing, and I do get sort of, I guess, a high from like the intensity of the shoot.
Yeah.
But it is so stressful, you know. It's like you're going through this insanely long day, and you know, getting what you need so that you can sit there and put this thing together. I mean, I think the most fun that I have usually is in the editing.
Nice. So the latest project is Numerous Duos.
Yep, NUMERUS DUO.
How did you come up with this title? I'm curious about that part first.
Well, I definitely don't want to give too much away about the movie. But I mean, it's Latin for number 2.
Yeah.
So
That's it.
That's it. You got to go see the movie. I think it's supposed to be ominous. Like when you see the title, it's like it's very ominous and stuff.
Yeah.
And then, you know, and seems maybe kind of scary and deep or whatever. And then you go see the movie, and my hope was that people would go see the movie and then go, yeah, NUMERUS DUO, and then go, oh yeah, that means number 2. Ha ha ha. You gotta go see the movie. You saw it. I sent you a screener.
Yeah. Well, actually, you have not sent me the screener. You did not send me the
haven't?
link, so I need a link, by the way. So
Oh no, I thought I sent you a link to watch it. You haven't seen it yet?
No, I have not seen it yet. I don't think I did.
Oh.
But I also need a
I will
link for
send you a link.
the trailer, so I can show it later today. Did you?
Okay.
You know, just before we finish today the conversation, send me the link quickly so I can show it to people. On the
Send you
chat.
the trailer link?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can do it right now. That'd be great. While I'm asking you a question. So when did you guys wrote that script? When did you write the script for Numerous Duos?
When?
Yeah.
We actually shot it last June.
Oh, last June, so last summer.
Yeah, it was a while ago. And then I mean, I did all the special effects. So it took me like a long time, just because I work 9 to 5 and I'm slammed with video projects at work, and you know, that's how long it took. And I mean, I guess I could have attempted to have people help me or try to outsource it in some way, but I don't know, just didn't have the budget, I suppose.
So
And
do
plus,
you
I
have
love
an
doing
idea?
special effects. But
Do you have an idea how many special effects is in there in total?
that is a good question. I mean, every single shot in the movie has something, whether it's like a masking thing or like a color thing. Because like when I send you the movie, you have to obviously like look through it, but like it was pretty lit in the main church area, so you can kind of cheat, you know, what it would really take to light a huge area like that, like,
Right.
and make it dark and scary in certain areas, you know. You can sort of cheat that after the fact with some masking and stuff like that. So there was a lot of that going on to sort of set the mood and just, you know, to enhance it and make it look like the budget was a little bit bigger than it was. And then just like there's a crowd. I think it's in the trailer.
I take it back. You did send me the 8 minutes long short film, but I haven't had a chance
Okay.
to watch it yet. So that's my
Okay.
apologies. I take it back. I did watch it at the beginning, but I didn't finish watching it. So kind of interesting how you said that you worked it for a while in post production, and what kind of visual effects after sound effects? Do you have to do sound effects or mostly special effects into it?
Wait, as far as what I did, like
Yeah.
sound effect, so we had someone to do the sound design.
Gotcha. Okay.
His name was Josh. He worked with Dustin on his last short film web series, How to Be a Henchman. And he did a great job. I mean, he was getting into some real like intense like stuff to make it sound echoey, like in the
Wow.
church, and all kinds of really cool sound effects that were, you know.
And where did you find get the church from? Did you had to go and beg for it, or it was something that just came out? I'm actually
So
looking at I'm jumping forward into the short film, and I see Rick Montgomery is in it.
Yep.
And I see the location really nice. That's pretty cool. So tell us about how did you get this location?
So the church would like to be remain unnamed.
Okay.
But this was a church that I had gone to when I was a kid, and actually my brother and I have shot short films there before. Although there's a new priest there now. But I mean, I went there and I talked to the priest, and he's a really cool guy, younger guy, and just told him the idea, and you know that it's this like a possession film with a bit of a twist. And I honestly, I basically also said too, like, you know, it's like a church and school, and that I would be happy to make promo videos for the school, which I did. And to be quite honest, I was like, it was the absolute perfect location. This bathroom with these red stalls and the church itself was just so perfect. And I was like delaying sending him the script for the longest time, and thinking as soon as he read the script, there's no way that he's gonna let us do this. But I sent him the script finally, and he came back. The script had all these notes on it, like you know, and he called me up and he was like, you know, every possession film that I've ever seen, they do it wrong and this and that, and I want to make sure that this is done correctly. Yeah. And I was just like, oh my God, like, thank you.
Wow.
And just, he was so sweet. And like, one thing that I kind of thought was really cool is, you know, when we were rehearsing, and we finally kind of got some people there to walk through this, he was saying, you know, I was a little, you know, reserved about this. I didn't know if we were going to do it or not. And he said that as soon as everybody came together and they were, you know, clearly having fun with it, and you know, you could see the energy in people's faces for the project and stuff, that he basically just said, you know, my role, like as a priest, is to like support what people in the community are doing, and this is really a, you know, a fun thing that's bringing these people together, and you know, you've got my support, you know.
That's nice. That's pretty nice.
Yeah. And he was like, but I was a little obviously sketchy, and rightfully so, like up until now. But then once we got people there, and like, we were all hanging out and laughing and stuff, and just kind of, the minutia of being on a film set in between
All right,
stuff.
question about that. So do you guys have to have the priest to what do you call those? Bless the place before you start?
Actually, so my girlfriend came up with the idea of him in the credits as the spiritual advisor on this project.
That's
So,
very cool.
But he was really cool, and yeah, and I also worked with him and like the school to produce like marketing videos to promote the school, and
Okay.
so
very
and
nice.
and I know like just through going there when I was a kid, some different people around the school. So
It's all about who you know and the people you always connect, and then they always come back and help you out a lot, which is always good.
no, for sure, yeah.
So Richard Phillips got this question for you. For Numerous Duos, how did you cast the film? Did you select who you wanted, or were there any auditions?
We had I'm playing the trailer. We the casting director on this was BJ. How do you say
Hassel?
his last- Yeah, and he sent out a bunch of stuff on social media, and we basically had people audition and just tape themselves.
Yeah.
So we gave them some lines from the script and had them tape themselves and submit them to BJ and I, and we kind of did it that way, just all like
Oh yeah, because you were in Denver,
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you flew all the way back to Cleveland to shoot this?
Yeah. Even like the rehearsal and stuff, although I travel back and forth for work a lot, usually not now. But so I would always kind of wrap like the rehearsal or vice versa with work. Like, if I had something going on for work, I would try to plan like meetings and stuff like that for the movie. And if I was coming in specifically for the movie, I would usually try to plan something for work.
Wow.
Like in the trip. But yeah, I was flying back and forth to do this. So like, yeah, for the shoot, I think I got in on Thursday or something like that. Filmed Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then left like Monday or Tuesday.
So it's wow. So you did everything in 3 days, almost like 48 hours.
It was, yeah. Only we had long. It was, yeah. I mean, like I think the first day it was like 8 or 9 hours. The second day, 13 hours, and then the last day on Sunday was like 11 hours or something like that.
So here's my question. So how do you keep everybody's morale up and your energy out while you're filming on the weekend this long, 13 hours, 12 hours time? What do you do?
I think food is important. We really, from what I was told, did a good job of like the catering and stuff, which I just had my mom help me, and we like planned out meals and stuff for groups, and lunch or breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, bottles of water, which I think people really appreciated. I don't know. I think most of the people that were involved in it, knew the game a little bit as far as like how long it would take. Although that last Sunday did go pretty long. But it was like, we rented this equipment. So we got the rent, it's like Friday, I picked up the equipment as early as we possibly could. And then, Monday we had to drop it off. So, it was like, we have to get this thing done. Otherwise we're sort of doubling our,
Budget.
budget. Yeah. So yeah, but everyone I think was pretty seasoned as far as working on like independent films around Cleveland. So and guys like Rick, are keeping things light in between, just because he is well aware of how long this stuff takes. So I think everyone was kind of keeping themselves busy with like just kind of chatting here and there.
Yeah, Rick is talented. I always want to work with him, and unfortunately, I don't have anything for him yet. So otherwise, would be nice to have him in part of my project. And he's been getting busy too. I mean, he's retired and he's still busy. Ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and just to throw this out there, he was a producer on the movie. Yeah, like his company is called Red Hen Media.
Okay, yes, that's right. So he was part of this too.
Yeah. So kind of our main actor in a way. I mean, McKenna obviously being the star of the movie, but like, you know, he was sort of one of the key actors that we really wanted, you know, if we could have him for the priest, that would be, you know, fantastic. And then he loved the script and loved the concept. And he said, you know, I'm down to do it as long as, you know, I'm also a producer and, you know, we're, you know, it's kind of promoted through his production company as well. And then same with Dustin with Maple Films.
Okay. Yeah.
So those being the two.
You got very good talented people there, so it works really better. Good for you.
Absolutely, yeah.
So the project was finished, and you submitted to film festivals. And how did it go in festivals?
So I mean, at the beginning of this year is really when we started submitting it. It's been going well. I think I've got it in about like 60-ish submitted. Submitted.
I was like, what, 60? I'm like, holy cow.
I've submitted to 60. I actually don't know the exact number. Let me look here on Film Freeway. The very first festival though that we got it into, it was called the Effed Up Film Festival.
I heard them, yes.
And it won.
Wow.
It won the festival, which was such a great way to kick this off. That it won the Effed Up Film Festival. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I've been submitting it to all kinds of film festivals around Ohio and in Denver as well, just with the intention of going. And a lot of it too is based on just like areas that I would like to travel to, which unfortunately the timing was absolutely horrible because that was for me a huge part of this is I wanted to travel and check out some of these film festivals and spend a weekend in New York and hopefully
everybody now going like virtual now because you know the pandemic, everything else going on.
Yeah, I mean basically every film festival, and obviously rightfully so, you know, is online, which is so unfortunate because this movie is like, I mean, I'm sure every movie of course is like, you know, for the audience experience, but this one in particular is just like, you know, it needs an audience. That's the point. Like, for the, you know, hopefully it creates this experience for the audience that's fun and whatnot.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, the quick thing I look at so far, just jumping around the frames, you got really, really good. I mean, there's a nun in there. It looks really cool. She's also creepy. So
Shelby, she's awesome.
So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff there. So how can people watch this film right now? So do they have to wait for the festival route, or you can share the link to them?
So we've got some screenings coming up. So it was accepted to. I mean, they, you know, when this Effed Up Film Festival was on, you know, you could tune in and watch the whole festival. It was accepted to the Indie Horror Film Festival, it's called, out of Illinois. So that's September 4th, and there's a link on like the NUMERUS DUO Facebook page. So I'm posting everything as far as like online screenings on there. So you'll, you know, if you go to Facebook / NUMERUS DUO, you'll find all the information for these screenings. So there's that one, the Indie Horror Film Festival, and that'll be September 5th. Also on September 5th, let me see here. So this local filmmaker, Scott, is doing this Vile premiere. He's premiering his film, and it's like on a golf course. And I was talking to him on the phone. They have this massive screen and great sound system. And from what I've heard, it's socially distant, and you know, people are just keeping their space like on the lawn. And it's at a golf course, so they have access. You know, there's like a walk-up bar, and there's access to restrooms and stuff.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's a very good friend of mine, and he's actually put a lot of effort to make sure this whole social distancing and safety, everything is covered, and doing the premiere screening. So I think she'll be okay, you know. But you never know. By then, if everything goes worse again, it might have to postpone. It might have to do it. But so far, so good.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's almost like, I feel a little awkward about like promoting it and being like, don't miss this event. And, just because it's like a gray area there. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's currently so far it's going to be exciting and it's going to be good, safe enough to really go at a time. So I'll be there, so I can watch on big screen again. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
So that's all in September, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So there's that, and again on Facebook, and he set up a Facebook event for people to go to and stuff, and the links on our Facebook page. And then the other one is Michael Todd. Is that how you say his name?
Mikhail Todd.
Mikhail. Oh, I thought it was like a different spelling for like Michael or something.
No, it's Mikhail. Well, just Michael in English, but Russian is Mikhail.
Oh, okay.
Mikhail.
Cool.
Yeah. Or we call him Misha.
Okay. I've only met both those guys. I think I've met him like once. And same with Scott, maybe at like 48s and stuff.
Yes, they're all part of the 48 family. Misha is talented. I mean, he's having a premiere, going away party premiere on August 29, I think.
And NUMERUS DUO is screening there.
Oh, look at that. So I guess
that's another one.
I'm going to see it 3 times.
Yeah.
Are you going to come back for any of those, or you won't be able to fly here?
I'm going to be at the Vile film premiere.
Okay.
And he's got about an hour of short films that are playing before their feature. So
there's no restriction flying from Denver to Cleveland, right?
What's that?
There's no restriction for you that you had to quarantine anything. I don't think there's one.
No.
So you got lucky.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'd make the drive. Yeah, but yeah, I'm excited. This will literally be the very first time I've seen it with more than like 2 people. Like
nice. Yeah.
Which when I do watch it with like 2 people or whatever, that it gets the reactions that I'm looking for. But oh man, I can't wait to watch it with like a group. I'm like,
yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be lots of fun. So you got what's his name? Lex was just talking about. If you ever need a voiceover, let him know. Lex Daniel. So. Okay,
I know who that is. Yeah.
So he's watching it. So Jeff, if you're in Ohio, you should probably go to one of those premiere, either the Mikhail Todd party, going away party on August 29, or the September 5th with Vile premiere. Actually, go to the Vile since Nick will be there, so you get a chance to ask for an autograph. Okay?
Sure.
That works out really well. So I'm going to show you a few of the pictures that you sent me. In the meantime, if you can send me the link to the trailer to Facebook, that'd be great.
Oh, you want me to send it through Facebook? Okay.
Yeah, because I can't check email right now, so.
Okay.
That'd be good. On a Facebook message, I can pop it out right away. So I'm showing the pictures, and you can tell us a little bit what they're about. And I think I got it. Yeah.
Oh, this is a picture of me, Bruno, my brother, my buddy CJ, and his girlfriend at the time. This is when we did the 48, and we shot in the haunted schoolhouse. We had this like sci-fi. It was actually about a virus. Short film that we did. And my buddy CJ and his girlfriend Jamie, they had never acted before. And they did a great job. Yeah, actually the 2 actors that we needed for it bailed the night before. And I reached out to my buddy CJ and his girlfriend, and they came in, did it. They did a great job. And I think we won some awards for that one.
Congratulations.
Obviously, Bruno did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
He's always awesome. This is a picture of me. Oh, this is on that movie that I did with Robie, Inspired, it was called. And that was actually probably the first time, that I directed something that, had a cinematographer, and it wasn't just, my brother and I doing everything. We kind of had a little bit of a crew going. But yeah, that was Robie and I and Mike Rysick wrote the script, ended up being credited as writing the script, although Robie wrote the script, and then she came to me, and then we kind of worked on it after that. But yeah, this was on that film. Same one. And then Len Ganley, he was the cinematographer.
Yeah, Len Ganley. Okay.
And Zane there, he was the our audio guy. He's cool. This is a picture of me when I worked at Mosier Media. I honestly can't even remember what this, I mean, oh wait, it was some kind of golf club promo video for some fancy driver, I think. We were filming like golf course shots, and these guys had it's like a Sony FS something. I can't remember exactly what the camera was, but we were shooting these like 900 frames a second shots of like a golf ball being hit. It was pretty cool.
Nice. Look at that.
This is at the Indie Gathering, or not the Indie Gathering, I'm sorry, the Horror Hotel. This was like early on, I think, when they were first getting it started. My brother and I showed up and did their makeup contest, and that's me dressed up as a werewolf that my brother did the makeup for. Which, by the way, our movie got into that. I haven't promoted it yet, just because they ended up postponing it, which again, rightfully so. But the movie got into the Horror Hotel Film Festival. So it'll be screening there when that happens, or if they put it online.
Same the outfit in the background, isn't that a paper mache?
That's made out of paper mache. Yeah, that was for this movie that my brother and I were working on for an insane amount of time that you, I think, know about, called Clone Fighter. And oh my God, it was just basically a feature-length film shot entirely on green screen in our garage.
Is it done yet?
It's not done. I have like sections of it done, but we never got around to finishing it, which is terrible. But you know, it was essentially my learning of 3D. Like the classes I took at Akron were very entry level, like 3D software, and this was like over the course of working on this thing. By the end of it, both my brother and I, you know, essentially learned how to do 3D graphics and whatnot. Yeah. And like I said, my brother does freelance work now, and for the company that I work for now, essentially with the 3D side of it, that movie was my education. That ended up working out nicely for, you know, construction. Like I can take all their CAD details and turn them into videos and stuff. So this is on your movie. Those are those costumes.
All paper mache.
All paper mache and poster board on top to make it shiny.
This is so cool. I wish that they don't get eaten by the rats. Otherwise, we can still have them. That would be cool.
Yeah, well, I think that big suit, we ended up having to get rid of that too. Just over the years, it started to get warped. And
yeah,
those guys were perfect casting, I feel like.
Yeah, E. Ray Goodwin actually won a supporting role award from a Superman fan film festival.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah. Cool. Lucky him.
I think this was the last 48 that I did.
Is that Tyler inside of you?
Yeah, I guess that was one of the first projects that he got involved with, I think. He was awesome. Oh my God, what a nice guy.
He's a great guy. Yeah, he's a great guy.
He's a real nice guy. And he was like, just great in this role. He played like like this Russian guy. I don't know. Yeah, he was hilarious and a joy to work with.
Yeah, he's a shooting film now. Another project I'm helping him. Right. So he's a great guy. I mean, I like him.
Yeah, and now he's off doing his own 48s, isn't he?
Yeah,
I've seen stuff posted on Facebook.
Yep.
And then this is from NUMERUS DUO, in this bathroom that we filmed in. And as you can see to the right, it's like red stalls. It was very, I'm thinking Stanley Kubrick, like this is amazing when I first saw it, like, and it's big too in there too, which was the whole thing. Like it just provided a great stage, really. I mean, for us to stage equipment and like, just made it a lot easier because it was so big in there.
What camera do you guys were using for this?
It was just a Canon 5D.
Okay. You guys super it out like crazy. I can see all the stuff there.
Nice. Oh, right. Yeah, we ended up renting lenses and all that. I can't remember all of what Dustin wanted to rent, but yeah. And we ended up using those. They're like Astara pixel tubes. Wow. And you can program them to do all kinds of lighting effects. So we really, got our use out of them. And then that's McKenna, who was absolutely fantastic. And, you know, she's since went on to do stuff with like Conrad, and from what I can tell from like Facebook and social media, she's doing all kinds of stuff around Cleveland. So I might have got to her before she got on to all these other projects or something. Snuck in there with her.
There you go. It's always good.
Yeah, she was amazing though. I like literally, I mean, I would tell her blocking things like, you know, you're gonna need to do this here, and then he's gonna do this, and you know, very basic blocking direction, and then she would just come out and like, you know, you'll have to watch the movie, but she absolutely killed it. And then next to her is Anita, is her name. She was in the movie as well.
A nun?
A nun as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at this beautiful church.
Yeah, yeah. This is in that church that we filmed at. And I must be saying something intense to these guys, to Rick and Mitch, who was the altar boy. He did a really great job. This is in that bathroom again, filming some intense stuff. And we had like, if you see behind Dustin, there's Jeremy Markham. Him, his, I think wife now, is Jamie, and then this guy, John Jordan. They were like the practical effects team. And I just posted on Facebook this past weekend, they won an award at the, what was the film festival? It was called the Frostbite International Film Festival. It's a film festival based out of Colorado Springs that I submitted to, and it won Best Practical Effects.
Nice.
So they definitely deserve that. They, as I start to release stuff of the behind the scenes for this movie, you'll see some of these insane rigs that we ended up creating to do some of the effects. Those guys just killed it, and it was a lot to juggle. I mean, you talk about the stress of filmmaking, you know, and then you throw on like these almost not pyrotechnics, but like kind of mechanical, like, you know, rigs that we made to be able to accomplish some of these effects. Yeah, it was a lot to juggle, but yeah.
Oh, we're back. So that's pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. So I'm assuming
to the trailer, or?
Yeah, I got the link. I'm gonna show pretty soon, not yet.
Okay.
So my question now is did you have a budget for this total, or are you okay to tell us about the budget, how much it cost to put it all together?
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you, like how much everything took, but you know, certain, you know, we did have to pay for certain things as far as equipment was concerned. And then, you know, like the food and stuff, I mean, it added up to a couple grand for sure at the end of the day. But, you know, basically most of our budget went into the equipment that we were renting, food, and whatnot, but it wasn't like $10,000, but it was definitely
something.
Few grand, yeah. And then, you know, I mean, it's like 60 film festivals. What do you average? Like $35 a piece. And you know, some of the people that were involved in producing the film were very generous. I know Jeremy spent some money on the special effects, the practical effects stuff, and you know, obviously I contributed quite a bit just personally, and I know Dustin did too.
And you flew all the way back here to Cleveland to do it.
That's true too. Yep.
So
I guess that goes into it.
Yeah.
You should be able to write that off.
Exactly. You should be able to.
This is marketing.
Yep. So Tyler Thomas just make a comment. He said, "Hey Nick, wanted to say thank you for casting me in my first 48 hours. So happy your career is progressing." So it's pretty nice. Yeah.
I was happy to have him. He was so much fun to hang out with and just totally genuine.
Yeah, you know, the funny thing is that he and I used to go to a lot of different same clubs, and we never met each other until last year, which is kind of freaking me out. Like, what the heck?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, maybe he just so dominating or so tall that I got intimidated around him. but he's
Yeah, right.
he's a
He's like the
big guy.
sweetest guy in the world. Yeah, he is a
Exactly.
big guy, but just such a sweet guy. Yeah.
I can't imagine seeing him being angry, like
I would run away. Yeah.
totally. All right, so I'm going to show the trailer. Then let's see anybody. If anybody got any questions, still feel free to ask. And we got another 10 more minutes ago. So, any embarrassing question for Nick, throw it out there too. All right, here's the trailer. Wow. So it gave me a little horror vibe. I'm assuming that was not the case, right?
What's that?
The movie, the teaser trailer gave me a little horror type of vibe in there. And you told me this is not really a horror film, or is this a?
No, I mean, it's definitely a horror film.
It's a horror film. Okay.
I would say it's a horror film with a twist. Yeah, I mean, that was actually kind of my thing throughout the whole process was, because there are some moments that could be considered comedic, like what is the movie I'm thinking of here? Not Pet Sematary, but
well, Pet Sematary was not comedic. It was just stupid. The second one, not the first.
Yeah, that's not bad. Evil Dead.
Evil Dead. Gotcha.
That was what I was telling the priest originally. This is kind of like an Evil Dead sort of thing. I mean, my thing was though, like, yeah, I think it's a horror film. Like but there are some moments that provide some levity and whatnot, and hopefully there's a good balance there throughout the film. But
right,
I would say it's a horror film with the twists.
Gotcha. So you said mentioned earlier that you're right now working for a video production company. Mm-hmm. Are you going out there and shoot stuff during this pandemic time frame too?
I haven't been lately, no.
Okay.
Normally I travel almost at least once a month. And no, not as much. No, it's been mostly, just gathering any and all video and photos that maybe people might take like out on a job site, because it's for construction that I do videos for.
Okay.
And, I think I'm about to start like traveling, but yeah, I don't know. It's a crazy time. It's kind of like.
Are you ready for that? Are you ready to go out and travel?
I mean, I guess so, but I don't know, I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is, to be quite honest with you. I mean, I will. I kind of want to. I'm itching to, check out a city and go do a shoot, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe in the next month or so, I'm sure I will, and just,
we'll see what happens.
Mask, hand sanitizer, but I don't know. It's like on a plane.
They say that the plane seems to be very safe just because they actually circulate the air processing. So that should not be a problem. Obviously, everybody wear a mask. Otherwise you still are gonna get sick either way or another.
Right.
I do get lots of anxiety when I go outside, and so I'm always keep myself just stay home and do nothing. Well, sure. Preparing for the feature film. That's why I can
How about you? I mean, I've talked to a couple like media production, company people as far as like trying to go out and do shoots and masks and stuff. And yeah, I don't know.
It's tough. For me right now, most of my my funding income coming in from producing events. Right. All the events is canceled. Starting May all the way to October, all my events that I had to produce get canceled.
Right.
So there's like nothing, all vaporized. I got fortunate enough that I do have some funding reserve, because as a freelancer, you want to be able to have some money for the time downtime. So I do have that coming in. Then I'll apply for unemployment, because that's the only way to move forward. And
sure.
In the meantime, just use this time to stay home and prepare all the planning for my feature film coming up in winter, which is a lot of headache, just because a lot involved, lots of logistic involved, and you still deal with people who doesn't want to let you use the location because of pandemic going on, or and so on. So it's a little tough time, but we'll manage through. We'll manage
Yeah,
through.
yeah.
That should not be a problem. We can get
Yeah,
through
it's a
that.
crazy time. Most of what I've done lately at Tremco, aside from just editing videos, with content that we've got, is producing live events and stuff.
That's the
So,
only way to go now. For now, yeah.
Or like online,
Online conferences and
like this,
virtual things.
yeah.
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 So we are at the end of the time. I need to ask you a couple of things. What would you tell any up and coming filmmakers when they want to get involved in this career or this hopeful career that they think they're gonna make lots of money out of it? So advice for as a director, editor, and a producer. So 3 topics you had to give advice to. So what would it then be?
I mean, every director out there says this, but it's just like, yeah, you got to go get a camera, even if it's a cell phone, and shoot something and edit it and show it to an audience. Like I said, as far as like egos about things, it's like, no matter what, at the end of the day, you have to sit there quietly and feel the crowd's reaction.
Right.
And that's probably the best learning experience, really, is when you sit with people and watch it, and you see, what worked, what didn't work, and just experience. You just gotta. You gotta go into it knowing that this is gonna take,
Years.
10 years. Like, yeah. You gotta. If you want to do this, then it's like you have to go in there with this total jump into it ignorance of like not worrying about like some kind of quick payoff. I guess like it really. I feel like if you just people have asked me like, how do you, I don't understand how you're able to organize this or whatever. Like, how are you doing this? And it's just, the first couple movies that my brother and I made, it was him and I, and we did everything, and we got friends of ours to be the actors. And then people saw that and liked it. And then, wanted to help out on the next one. So it's almost like you have to like just start and then, learn from doing it, and eventually I think it'll snowball into having a crew and stuff like that. If people are responding to the material and they want to get involved in your next movie, that's kind of the snowball effect of it, right? It's like
right
one, and part of making your movie is to promote the next one, really, and try to get people excited to work with you, and and I just think experience, yeah. So just go out there and, know that it might not be good, and don't get discouraged if it's not good. Like,
yeah, that's very true. That's very true. So
Um,
this is for everything else, or that's only for directing? What about for producer and editor?
I mean, with editing, like I took classes on editing and stuff. So I think some of but you can find all this information online as far as like, parallel action and like, line of sight for editing and like, just certain editing techniques. I would, go online and look up what these are and then go shoot something on your own and try to duplicate it. From a special effects standpoint, like every other special effects person, Andrew Kramer, like Video Copilot, like websites like that, like I, ate up like all throughout college, and would just, I would always be going out and shooting something so that I could do the effect, because I wanted to try to pull off the special effect or whatever. So I don't know, you just got to get out there and do it. And, you just get to a place where you've got the experience to be able to, I guess, have those conversations as far as like getting other people involved with your movie. And hopefully they have the confidence in you to want to get involved. As far as producing, you got to be a bit of a salesman, I guess, in an environment where, it's not, we don't have like this budget that's, like $100,000 budget or whatever it is. It's like, you got to be a salesman. So it's like, if I'm getting a location, you have to basically get that person emotionally invested in your movie for them to go, yeah, sure. You can, well, we're not using this area or, this this hall or whatever it is on Sunday, yeah, you can totally use it and stuff. Is if you can get them excited about what you're doing, then 9 times out of 10, then most people would be happy to help.
Yeah, definitely. I totally
And it's
can relate with that too.
organization, I guess.
Yeah, organization, especially when you had the priest get very involved and give you notes, that's kind of crazy. That's really really cool. Yeah.
I guess I've not really produced like someone else's movie so far, but yeah, I mean, it's at least like from working with Dustin. Oh my God, I learned so much from working with him as far as just um, for, it's just really about like if you're signing up for something, you got to do it. You got to follow through. Otherwise
Yeah.
you're gonna lose people's confidence in what you're doing. So
Cool.
and then yeah, other than that, I just make stuff that you like.
Exactly. And then now for NUMERUS Duos, it could be screening all different festivals and virtually and online. At least we know for a fact in Ohio, in Cleveland, Ohio, there's two places you can watch right now live, which is on the Misha Todd's uh, farewell party on August 29th, and there's September 5th on Vile screening.
That's
So
right.
anybody here in Cleveland, if you guys want to go watch it, go check this out, and that'd be great. And Nick, really again, thank you for being here with me and give us your experiences so we can get to learn about it. That'd be great. So any other future, any final thoughts for everybody else, or you good?
No, thank you so much for having me on here. This was fun, and I haven't talked to you in a minute. So this was just really, I felt like I just got the chance to chat with you for a bit.
Yeah,
so
this is probably the longest chat we ever had.
maybe.
Besides on the movie projects.
But other than that, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to promote this as much as possible, and just kind of throughout the next year or so, build an audience for the movie. And I have all kinds of really fun behind the scenes content that is going to be released.
Actually, I just got somebody from YouTube, Corey Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he's going to reach out to you about a wild tiger feature. And he would like you to help to produce with you possible. So
I'm sure he does.
So that's always a good thing, right?
Yeah, maybe that's my next project.
There you go. So yeah, Nick, thanks again for being here with me, and then hopefully everybody enjoyed this. We're doing this every other week now, so hopefully you guys tune in 2 weeks from now. Nick, stay with me after this. I cut off our live stream so I can talk to you a little bit more. Okay.
Okay.
And
cool.
everybody,